Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. So I was using this Groudon Yveltal team for the first two episodes of Moon series. I think I'll probably play it just a little bit more for maybe another one or two episodes, and then I'm going to switch over to a brand new team. The first major Moon series regionals took place this past weekend over in Dallas, and there were some really cool teams and strategies that came out of that event. So I'm planning on doing like a metagame recap video of all the cool trends and teams that came from that tournament, and maybe try out some of the things that did very well there as well. Either way, I think early Moon series has been nothing too crazy, but at the same time there's been some exciting stuff that's popped up. And a lot of cool teams, definitely. Honestly, more than I expected, and I think it's only going to be more interesting going on from here. It's also really interesting because we have only one major internationals, obviously, with this format, and so that's next month in February, so I'm sure we're going to see a ton of cool stuff come out from that event. And speaking of cool stuff, we're actually getting some really neat stuff with the Volcarona and the Salazzle on this team, so gonna get into this one. If you guys have suggestions for like restricted duos or just general Pokemon that you want to see in the upcoming teams, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm very open to taking any suggestions, and as always, if you guys enjoy, please share your support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. So Xerneas Groudon is actually a combination that won the Dallas Regional Championship by Nick Navarre, aka Nails. He had a bunch of different supporting members though, Venusaur being one of the more notable ones, and Z Gengar, which was really cool to see. So Volk and Salazzle are really interesting. Sorry, not Salazzle, Heliolisk. They're both small, kind of frail Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, most of these teams will very heavily center around just setting up Xerneas properly through, redirection and fake out. So stack attack is pretty essential. I could go Groudon Venusaur. I hate the Smeargle Zerm lead combo. And I feel like I need Yveltal because otherwise Precipice Blades kind of runs through my team. I typically like Yveltal stack attack because it allows me to either get Trick Room up or guarantee a Snarl off and then go from there. Venusaur is tempting, but I'm actually not going to bring it. I'll go Groudon and Incin. The reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Venusaur here is because, like, I'm pressured by Fake Out, so if my opponent leads a Fake Out user, I guess I could have Venusaur in the back, actually. I think that would make a lot of sense, but if I lead with it and my opponent leads a Fake Out user, or even something like Smeargle, and I'm kind of in a tricky spot right away. But the more I think about it, the more I think Venusaur is actually really good in this matchup. It's just a Pokemon that I personally am not too comfortable playing with at this moment. We're going to see Zern Smeargle, though, okay? So you'd imagine it's going to be a Fake Out into the Stack Attacka and just a Geomancy. So it is an opportunity for me to just Snarl Trick Room here. And I most likely will just get faked out by Stack, but that's okay. Yeah, so it's like if I let Groudon Venusaur here, you obviously fake out the Venusaur, and then what does Groudon do? Yeah, maybe I can go for a Swords Dance or a Precipice Blades, but then Xerneas still sets up. Probably Precipice Blades, I guess. And then the next turn, Smeargle can just follow me, so I can't put the Xerneas to sleep, and Xerneas basically gets 2 attacks off. And I really dislike, Instant Xerneas is a pretty common lead, obviously, with a lot of these Xerneas teams. Zern actually helps to protect, interesting. So, not setting up immediately. And Smeargle's just going for Lovely Kiss, indicating to me it probably doesn't have Fake Out. But that's kind of risky for my opponent if I get an early Wake Up. The downside, however, here is you see Smeargle is faster than the Yveltal. Okay. It's pretty fast Smeargle, which isn't a surprise, obviously. Smoody is going to give it a... the best increase of all, evasion. Okay. Surely my opponent just Lovely Kisses Yveltal and tries to go for a Geomancy here. So, I mean, obviously I'm going for the Trick Room here. Yeah, not exactly the most... Yep, there's the Geomancy. Kind of frustrating. I don't know, Lovely Kiss is one of those moves where it's like... It's like so tough playing against Lovely Kiss and Sleep Powder if your opponent connects with all of them, especially with Sleep in general. It's just like you need good ways around it. I didn't bring Coco, which is like the main issue here. If I did, then I could have switched out into Coco to at least put up the terrain. So we'll see if this one connects. 2 for 2 in connecting. Okay. Wake Up is what I really need here. If I don't wake up this turn, I'm going to be in a kind of tricky spot. So Yveltal obviously stays asleep. Do I get a 2-turn sleep here with Stack Attacka? I do get the Wake Up, which is good. So that's the downside of spamming Lovely Kiss or Sleep Powder, is like most of the times you'll be faster as well, so your opponent takes a guaranteed first turn of sleep, so even if you hit, then you know the next couple of turns, the odds of your opponent waking up are pretty darn high. So that's good for me. Much needed turn there. I'm gonna just go for a Snarl here. The question is, with stack, who do I want to attack? It's likely, like, it's definitely possible for Xerneas to protect and Smeargle to just go for another Lovely Kiss. Alternatively, Smeargle could just play it safe and go for a Follow Me. I think the best play is to Gyro Ball Smeargle, because I think it's unlikely Smeargle protects while Xerneas attacks. It's certainly a possibility, but I'm still going to just go for Smeargle. Yeah, he's going to follow me. So I could have Rock Slided, but I really need Smeargle out the way. The evasion increase is scary, though. Yeah, but I do connect, which is great. So let's see if that's enough to knock out. It did get a speed decrease, but we do get the knockout. Wake Up here with Yveltal would be amazing, so let's see if we get that too. So that's a good start for sure. Yveltal stays asleep, but that's okay. We got the Trick Room up, which was good. We're going to see Moonblast come out. It's actually going to opt for Stack Attacka, so I'll still stick around for Yveltal. Wow, they did so much. Slightly more than I expected, but I'm going to guess that Xerneas isn't very bulky. I mean, Jarball will finish it off, but yeah, no surprise to see Groudon as my opponent's last one here. So I've got Instant in the back, which is good, but the main thing is that Trick Room is slowly ticking down, so you have to be really careful about that. I also gotta wonder how does a Z move on my opponent's team. It very likely could be Groudon. Like, the obvious play here for my opponent is to just protect Xerneas and knock out Stack Attacka. Still got 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm gonna foul play Groudon here. It's just, I'm scared of protecting Stack because Groudon could just Z move me. Like, Xern protecting here is so obvious. Like, my opponent could protect Xern and Z move Stack. I'm still gonna go for the protect though. I don't know. Gyro Ball maybe is better in this case. Okay, but Xern protects. That's good. If Groudon doesn't Z move here, I'm in a really good spot. And he doesn't have the Z move. Oh, that's really, really good for us. Even if I don't wake up with Yveltal here. Yeah, that's fine. Because I've still got multiple turns of Trick Room. And what if the Xerneas switches out, I need even better. Like, the main issue is if my opponent's Xerneas sets up and Trick Room expires, then this team has some trouble. Because you're taking a lot of chip damage with everything, basically. I wouldn't be surprised to see my opponent go for a double, but I think I just got to play the odds and hope he doesn't get it. He actually just opts to switch out. Just a good play. Into Volcarona, actually. Okay, interesting. So that puts my Groudon and Instant in the back in a pretty good spot. Oh my gosh! That almost knocked it out, wow. Surprised to see my opponent going for Precipice Blades as well, just because you could miss there. Wow, +1 Gyro Ball to that Volcarona almost knocked it out, that's nuts. So I do finally wake up. That was a 3-turn sleep, but I can't complain. Like, the Stack Attack woke up at the most optimal time, so that was good. I think I'm just going to bring in my Groudon here. I could bring in Instant, get the Intimidate off. Instant's not bad, I guess. I think I like Groudon a little bit more, though. Yeah. Like, my opponent's not really threatening me with KOs right now. I can just click Precipice Blades, foul play. A Z move won't knock out my Groudon. How many turns of Trick Room are left? The last turn. Could be Z Volk. You would think Volk's gonna want to protect here. Opting to Precipice Blades here. Question is what I want to do with Yveltal, because it could be Berry Groudon, so I don't want to like Precipice Blades and activate the Berry. But maybe that's still worth going for. That Groudon does look very bulky as well, slash doesn't have as much attack investment. You know what? I think I'll just foul play Precipice Blades. Yeah. Yep, so Volk protects. That's okay with me. I do have access to Sucker Punch next turn, so if it tries to get funky there, like, that's fine. We'll see if the Groudon has a berry or not. It's the big question. Yeah, it does. I put it just in range of it as well, but I think that play was still worth going for. He actually has Rock Slide. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully no flinch. Flinch would be kind of bad. No flinch. Ugh. That's kind of annoying, but that's fine. Mainly because if I get that, then foul play, like, the Groudon should be in Precipice KO range. I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch here because I'm worried about Volk having the Fire Z move. If it Tailwinds or Protects, that's fine. I don't really care about that because you're going to be faster than me anyway, plus I've got Incineroar in the back. And I do want to Precipice Blades in case the Volk does go for Tailwind because I want to knock it out. Yeah, but he is just going to go for an attack. I figure that Z Volcarona. That would make the most sense on that team, like Fire Z. Just opting for another Rock Slide, which is fine. The less damage my Groudon takes, the better. Hopefully no flinch on my Groudon here. Okay, good. Nice. So that's not going to knock it out, but it should do a fair amount. Yeah, that's really good damage. Another one will knock it out. So, I mean, I like where the game is at this state right now. We're in a pretty good spot, I would say. We know there's no Z moves on either Groudon or Zern. We've seen Rock Slide, so presumably Groudon isn't even Swords Danced. Like, it can't Swords Dance. I think I'm just going to foul play here and Precipice Blades. Because I know my Yveltal is faster than the Groudon, so Zern's forced to knock out Yveltal, otherwise I just knock out Groudon. And a single target Precipice Blades, even if it crits my Groudon, shouldn't knock me out. The only downside is if I miss here. Groudon does protect, but that's fine, because if I get a free switch into an instant, then I can just fake out Zern Swords Dance. He's just going to Gleam, which is okay. Yep, that's fine. Maybe it's worth Swords Dancing here, but I'd prefer just to get the damage off right now, I think. Yeah, okay. And Sunlight fades. So I get Instant in a good spot. We know Groudon protected last turn. I think I just want to fake out Groudon and Fire Punch it. That should get the knockout. The only downside of it is my opponent actually decides to go for the double protect and gets it. But I think a Moonblast would just put me in berry range anyway. I mean, alternatively, I could just fake out Xerneas. I just don't know if Fire Punch knocks out that Groudon, because that Groudon looks really bulky. Like, I'm confident with the fake out shit, I'll guarantee the knockout. So the question is, do I think my opponent's actually going to go for the double protect right now? Because you could very easily see me fake outing Xerneas. Even if he gets it, I don't think I'm in the worst position. So I'm going to just double up on Groudon and fake out Fire Punch. Nice. Like, yeah, you're not going to protect Groudon. Oh, he actually does go for the double. And gets it. Oh, that makes this game a little bit more interesting. That's annoying. Now my opponent could maybe Dazzling Gleam, Precipice Blades. Question is whether it's worth protecting Groudon. Oh man, that's actually kind of annoying. Definitely Flare Blitzing Groudon here because that's the bigger threat to me. I don't think Gleam plus P-Blades knocks out my Instant. But if it does, then I'm screwed, I think. I think it's worth protecting Groudon here, though. Actually, no, I'm going to attack. He is going to go for Moonblast. Ideally, this activates my berry. Okay, perfect. Nice. Now Precipice Blade shouldn't knock me out. That double was really scary from Groudon, though. It would have been really bad if Zern actually attacked there, but obviously it didn't. Precipice does connect. If we don't get crit here, we're good. Nice. Okay, good. And Precipice Blades connects. Okay, that should be game. Pretty scary, actually. But we end up... Fortunately, 1, hitting our Precipice Blades, and 2, the early wake up with Stack Attack was really, really big. But yeah. Like, that goes to show how inconsistent Smeargle can be if you're tempted to spam Lovely Kiss, like, right from the start. But But I did get pretty fortunate. If Sack had like a 3-turn wake up, I think I'd just lose this game. So it woke up exactly when I needed it to. But once again, it's like if you're spamming Lovely Kiss right from the start, the odds actually not really in your favor because it's like turn 1, it's like, okay, you need to hit it. If you miss, you're already instantly screwed. Even after you hit it, then you're rolling dice every turn with whether it wakes up or not. But that is why Smeargle can be really annoying to play against, because it doesn't obviously have to go for Lovely Kiss either. And I did get pretty fortunate waking up on the first turn and also not missing the Smeargle to turn it went for Follow Me. If I don't hit that Gyro Ball, then I think I'm actually in a really bad spot as well. So yeah, definitely some favorable luck to get me out of it, but that's what happens when you play against Smeargle in general. We're going against another YvelDon team, actually. So we have 5 of the 6 same Pokemon. He just has to Celesteal over Stack Attacka. These matchups are typically pretty interesting, and I still don't even know exactly like what the way to approach it, like the correct way to approach it really is. Like I definitely don't like I like leading Coco, and a lot of times I actually don't even bring Yveltal into this matchup. Just like Yveltal's okay against the Groudon and the Venu. That's like the main reasons you want to bring it. I could just go with my Groudon and Venusaur here as a lead. Let's see. Yeah, Stack Attack is definitely something you don't bring. Like Coco's actually tempting to bring because you stop the Z move is really strong against Yveltal if your opponent brings it. Even if your opponent doesn't, like it's really good against Instant. You got Grass Knot for Groudon as well. I could go with Instant Groudon. Kind of like Instant Groudon actually. I think Instant Groudon. Not bringing Venusaur in the mirror seems kind of odd, right? Venu. I want Coco to hit my opponent's Yveltal harder, but then right now I don't have good Precipice Blade switch-ins. I guess I do have Venusaur, though. Alright, I'll bring Coco. Yeah, I don't know. Bringing Yveltal in the mirror is always kind of weird because like you can't really do very much damage to the Incineroar. You're often trying to intimidate the Groudon, so Foul Play is doing not that much damage. Snarl's not really that helpful, and there are a lot of physical attackers. The main upside is that it's really good against Venusaur, so maybe I should have brought it. But with Coco in the back, I'm stopping Sleep Powders if I want to. It's gonna be Yveltal Instant. Okay, that's not the worst. What do I want to do here? First, let's see whose Instant's faster. Like, Knockoff is... I'm in a pretty good position to knock off right now, which is good. Knockoff is pretty great against AB Yveltal in general. Now, this team is definitely, like, the games that I play with it are definitely a lot longer because you have so many... You're always, like, vying for board positioning, and, like, you're pretty bulky overall with everything. Yeah, I don't mind this too much, honestly. Easy place to fake out Yveltal Precipice Blades. But I kind of want to just attack here. Knock off the Yveltal. Yeah, knockoff is huge here. And just Precipice Blades. I could see Instant switching, one of these switching out into Groudon though. That'd be kind of ugly. I think I would want a U-turn here actually. Yeah, I'm going to U-turn Precipice Blades. I want to Precipice Blades because I want to chip. I want to get Instant out the way as quickly as possible, basically. He's just going to fake out, but that's fine. Against my Incineroar. Ooh, okay. It's Tailwind, so that's not Assault Vest Yveltal then. Interesting decision to go for the Instant because my Instant was faster, so that could have been really risky if I just went for the classic fake out Precipice Blades play. But my opponent makes the call that I wouldn't do it and ends up getting the better end of it. So that was pretty nice. Nicely done. Yeah, I'm gonna U-turn out here for sure. I'd rather protect Groudon here, I think. Yeah. Given that we saw Tailwind, it's very likely it's Dark EMZ Yveltal. So I just rather would prevent any damage. But the chip damage I got on Instant's really good because now it's in KO range from like a Thunderbolt, another Precipice Blades, maybe a Sludge Bomb, but probably not. But I don't want my Groudon to get its berry knocked off either. But nice call. Knock off into the Instant. Okay. So that's probably a double up into my Instant. I don't know. He's just Flare Blitzing Groudon. Okay. I'll take that because I get my Coco out. And Coco outspeeds the Ensign in Sun. Like, unless the Ensign's really, really fast, I think. Yeah. So I'm actually in not a bad spot right now. I could play this a bunch of different ways. You gotta wonder whether the Ensign's gonna want to switch out into the Groudon in the back. Let's see, there's still 2 turns of Tailwind left. Like, Thunderbolt into my opponent's Incineroar and Fire Punch Yveltal is pretty free right now. I could also switch my Groudon out into my Incineroar. I kind of want to just Thunderbolt the Yveltal. But there's no way my opponent risks that, I think. If I'm my opponent, I'm switching Incineroar out into Groudon and protecting Yveltal. To counteract that, I'm just going to cover my bases by Thunderbolting Yveltal and switching out into Incineroar. Yveltal's the one switching out. Is that Groudon? That's annoying. I thought Protect Yveltal switch out was a very safe play. I mean, Thunderbolt into Incin was super free, but this is still okay. Like, I get Incin out. It's either Flare Blitzing, Knock-Offing, or U-Turning. Flare Blitz, I guess, is the worst case scenario, but that's not going to knock me out at -2. He's actually opting for Flare Blitz. Okay. Only downside is if this activates his Berry, but he's targeting Incin, so it shouldn't. Nice. Okay, that's a pretty good turn then. Because now I can just fake out Groudon, Thunderbolt into Incin for free. I could predict Groudon to protect here and even swap out Incin to, like, potential vie for another Intimidate, but that's okay. Flare Blitz and a Coco could have been scarier, but yeah, I wish Incin had its Berry proc right now. One play I could actually potentially make, that's pretty interesting, is Volt switching my Incineroar next turn. My opponent actually does reveal Venu as the last one, so we know everything on my opponent's side now. Groudon actually did protect, yeah. Sun is expiring soon though, I believe. Still haven't seen where the Z move is yet either, that's the tricky part. But T-Bolt in Electric Terrain still does okay damage. Tailwind does peter out. I think it's the last turn of Sun, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Obviously, my opponent's going to want to Sludge Bomb the Coco and just Precipice Blades. Is it good to conserve Incin? I think the answer is still yes. Could go out into my own Groudon. Could go into my Venusaur. Or I could sack Incineroar, but I don't like the idea of sacking Incin here. I'm going to protect, and let's go out into Venusaur, yeah. The goal right now is to knock out my opponent's Venusaur. Like, a -1 Precipice Blaze against my Venusaur shouldn't bring me under half, and then I can switch Incin back out next turn, and then have my Venusaur out in a pretty good spot. I guess that covers the Yveltal switch in. That makes sense. Okay. Sunlight fades, terrain's still up. So I'm faster now with Coco. But I think I want to preserve it because it one-shots both Yveltal. Yeah, everything that's in the back for my opponent. So I'm going to switch in my Incin here, which should be able to take another Precipice Blades because he'll be at -2. Question is whether I want to Sludge Bomb or Grass Knot. I'm going to go for the Grass Knot. He could protect Groudon, but if he lets me get it off, then the Coco can also, like, knock it out with another Grass Knot. Because I could very easily see Groudon just attacking here. And if it protects, that's fine. You're not knocking my Venusaur out with yours. Sludge Bomb shouldn't knock me out. And it could actually with a high roll. We'll see. He's going to swap out into Incin. Okay, yeah, that's a good play. I hope I don't proc its Berry. I very likely could. Yeah, this is going to be a long one. I think it's probably going to go on for another couple of minutes. Sludge Bomb into mine. Yeah, I do hang on, but that's not what I wanted to see, obviously. It's going to proc the Berry, too. Oh, that's not too fun. Okay. Terrain disappears as well. I mean, I could fake out the Incin. I think I'm just going to fake out Sludge Bomb here. This is a big speed tie. If I win this, my Coco can then knock out my opponent's Venusaur with the Thunderbolt. That was a great switch up by my opponent, though. I don't know why I didn't really consider that as an option. He's just going to protect Venusaur. Okay. I actually prefer that, because now I can double up on the Venusaur this next turn with the Sludge Bomb and a Flare Blitz. It comes down to whether I win the tie or not. Yeah, winning a speed tie here would be huge, but I can't lose both of my Pokemon this turn anyway. The main issue is that my opponent's Groudon hasn't taken any damage yet, and I should have played better with my Venusaur. I think Pokemon choice-wise this game was fine. I just could have made... He actually swaps out, which is interesting, into Yveltal, but I'm okay with that, I think. It's going to take a lot of damage. I like that switch a lot from my opponent's end, actually, the more I think about it. Yeah, that takes a ton of damage, and I get a poison. He might be going for like a U-turn here to knock out my Venusaur to go out into Groudon. Let's see. No, it's just knockoff into Venusaur? And into Instant. Interesting. I'm definitely Sleep Powdering Incineroar here. The issue is that Yveltal's probably going for a Tailwind. Yeah, I'm gonna switch out into my Groudon here and Sleep Powder the Instant. Yveltal hanging on with the Sliver is pretty bad, because that allows my opponent to get another Tailwind up. Now, that's not the worst case, because I can Psycho and Fake Out once again, but if Yveltal went down there, I'd be in a really good spot, I think. He might just knock me out here, too. Now he's going to switch out into Venusaur. Okay, that's a good play. Do we see a Tailwind? Yeah. Alright, that puts us in a really interesting spot, because his Venusaur just outspeeds everything now. I think my opponent conserved his Venusaur really well this game. It's been a really long game too, but that's what happens when you play a mirror match like this. And yeah, Tailwind definitely did not help my case. So we've got the same Pokemon out, obviously, but I mean, you would imagine Venusaur has to target my Venusaur down, right? With the Sludge Bomb. I mean, I could just Fire Punch. Sleep Powder. That's not too bad, actually, I think. If you knock out my Venusaur, then I get a Fire Punch and knock out your Venusaur. He actually is going to Grass Knot. Okay. Oh, if I hit the Sleep Powder, that's huge. Okay, yeah, I do survive that, too. So I don't think a Precipice Blade should knock me out. Oh, if we hit this, I think we just win. Nice. Oh, that's super good. Super good. Yeah, that's why I was like, I figured you'd have to target down the Venusaur. Specifically for this play. So now I knock out the Venusaur, and even with Tailwind up on my opponent's end, my Venusaur is just faster than the Groudon, as we saw. And this is like really specially defensive Groudon, so like maybe a Grass Knot can just knock out my opponent's Groudon. We know Instant is in the back for my opponent, so this is a pretty clean, easy play of just swapping in my Instant for free and protecting Venusaur this turn. Yeah. I hate relying on Sleep Powder though, but I think that was my most optimal play. And my opponent, like, I got to capitalize off my opponent doing that. So, gonna swap in Instant, protect Venusaur this turn. Yeah, I just want to play it safe. For example, if I attacked with Venusaur, I get Fake Down, Groudon wakes up, then I could lose both Pokemon instantly. So, you know, might as well get the guaranteed and Intimidate here. Even if Groudon wakes up, that's fine. I just get to free switch him back into my Groudon. And the Intimidate's so big here. So we'll protect. Groudon stays asleep. Instant's not opting for Fake Out. Just gonna Flare Blitz. Okay, that's fine. So he's gonna knock out my Instant, but now I just gotta free switch him back into my Groudon. So I just need a Grass Knot Precipice Blades here. Yep. Nice play to not opt for a Fake Out there on Instant's end. I like that play by my opponent a lot. I guess I could still get crit right now. I mean, let's say Grass Knot doesn't knock out my opponent's Groudon. I think I want to Precipice Blades Grass Knot regardless. Actually, let's think this through. If I Grass Knot, Groudon doesn't get knocked out, it wakes up. The Groudon would have to attack first. Precipice Blades might not knock me out. My opponent could get a double knockout. Yeah, Groudon should not be protecting here, so I'm going to protect my Groudon. Because even if this Grass Knot doesn't knock it out, I've got Coco in the back. I don't want to lose both Pokemon on the same turn. That's how I lose this game. But Grass Knot could just knock out Groudon out right here, and if it does, then the game's instantly over. Oh, okay. Oh, that was a crit. I don't really think that matter though. Like, if you're not super bulky, then I just knock you out, and yeah, there's the Flare Blitz into Groudon. So my opponent needed me to not crit, had to be bulky. Even if you wake up, you need to hit the Precipice Blade. So I think, and even with all that, then I still get the Grass Knot off, and then Coco can just Grass Knot that slot the following turn, and I can just Precipice Blade. So I think I had that game locked up more or less. But yeah, the biggest turn this game was definitely my opponent allowing me to get the Sleep Powder against the Groudon, and allowing me to get the Sleep Powder against the Groudon, and allowing me to, yeah, basically like take all momentum over, because I thought my opponent played really well with Venusaur earlier on, and Tailwind was really hard to play around. I definitely got a little bit fortunate, obviously the Poison on the Yveltal, the Sleep onto Groudon as well, but yeah, that's kind of what happens when you bring Venusaur into Venusaur. It just kind of gets a little bit ugly. And my Coco just put on a lot of pressure. I knew I could leave it for the end game to potentially sweep around everything that my opponent had. But definitely some interesting games there. That one was very long and drawn out, and I felt like I was in kind of not a great position, but yeah, the biggest turn was just the Venusaur not going down that turn, getting the Sleep Powder off, and then kind of stealing all momentum away. So yeah, that goes to show why, like, Venusaur is really good in this format. Like, even going up against Tailwind, it's still faster than so many things. And putting on so much pressure against Groudon was really good as well. So I'm very glad I ended up bringing it in that match. Anyway, it's going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like. And I'll probably play one more episode with this team. Maybe two. We'll see. As it depends on how fast it takes me to get the new team in game. And we'll go from there. But yeah. Definitely some interesting archetypes today, some fun games for sure, and man, that Volcarona, that first game, definitely really cool. We got pretty lucky this game for sure, as in we didn't get absolutely screwed by RNG, and that can always be a thing when you're playing with Sleep, basically. Like, both Sleep Powder and Lovely Kiss are just RNG intensive moves, so yeah. So for this one, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.